It's your boy Dame D back again with some heat. He gonna cover everything from the west to the east, from the north to the south, suburbs to the streets. Subscribe and hit the like so you won't miss a beat. Every day of the week, gotta know he dropping.
Hey.
Restaurant reviews to the current topics. Yeah, sports
Get it.
outlooks and he coming proper. Tune in for the real. We don't do the gossip. You tuned in to the What Up Though Show with Dame D. Like, subscribe, and hit that notification button, man. What up, dog? What up, dog?
Okay. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the What Up Though Show. It's your boy Dame D.
And your boy E Skeezy.
Today's topic: should a woman lead in a relationship? That's what we're gonna be talking about. But right now, we just waiting on a few people to jump in, and then we're gonna start the show up. So right now, we're just chopping it up, waiting on one or two people to come in with us.
Yeah, we gonna be here. Y'all come on in. We got something to say.
Yeah.
And we know y'all women got something to say too. And let's not get it twisted. We not bashing in no means. At
all. You know, we keeping it 100. You know, we keeping it 100 realistically.
I'll let you know what up though.
Right. So come on in and join us.
Yeah. So the topic being, should a woman lead? Oh man, that's touchy, D. But
Very
I got
touchy.
For the simple fact.
Go ahead and start it off.
To me, it's out of order.
Okay.
It's totally out of order, but to speak as the advocate of women, they was forced to play that role, and I understand it. But now
hold on. Now tell me why you think they was forced, because I would beg to differ. Because they wasn't forced to play that role. They chose most women of today choose to play that role of lead.
The ones who stepped up and played that role, some was forced. I'm not gonna say all, but I'll say they was forced for the simple fact, like, even since the slavery days, you want to divide a family, you want to make them weak, you take away the head, you take away the father, the fighter, the provider, and everybody gonna get discouraged and weakened from there. So that's been their plan, since slavery days. Now to this day, it's still that type of fight, but they took them in a different way.
Right. They put laws behind what's going on now. And I'll give you the 1960 Act. That's when that act came into play of when men were not allowed to be in the house, when our women was fighting with white women far as trying to have equal rights. I believe I'm not going to believe our women was tricked into until fighting with white women over equal rights. And then at that same time, they gave our women what you call welfare, which we decided to go with the wrong type of welfare. The welfare that we went with kept the men out of the houses. Men were not supposed to be in the houses. So, that's that right there. That was an option. Black women didn't have to decide that.
Like, the women shouldn't even been fighting against themselves. Like, with the man being the head, it should have been, first of all, a meeting at an organized table to first where we can converse about what's going on. And we know even then it wasn't right.
Well, first of all, that's why it wasn't a meeting, because if it was a meeting about, what was getting ready to go on and what acts was about to be passed, Black men wouldn't have put up with that shit or allowed that shit to go on. So, that was if they had any meetings about that, it was a secret meeting where one side and one side only that was able to attend that meeting, because like I said, during that act, I believe even the white women who was receiving, the white families, I should say, who was receiving welfare, the fathers were able to stay in the household, so it was all pretty much like trickery, for our women and this deceit, I should say.
Right, but going back to how they were weakened, like in the modern days, okay, we're gonna bring it up to date. Aside from slavery, like now, Black men put themselves in that position to be taken away from their families. That's a gamble and a risk they willing to take now, instead of either staying in school, going to school, or getting an honest job. They choose to do things that are illegal, and then that's a gamble. They wind up going to jail, 10 years away from your family. You have no control over your family. Now we dealing with little Tyrone or little Pookie, while his daddy in jail. He really had no structure, so he going by what he see from his mom. He trying to step up and be a man ahead of his time. He had no time to be a kid. Now he trying to be a provider. And what's the number one way we know to make a come up quick and provide for our family? Most Black is to sell drugs.
Right. You know, and I agree with you partly on what you were saying. You know, but back to the original thing, the original topic, like I said, it was a choice for our women. It was a choice for our women to decide to take the Welfare Act, to be able to allow for men not to be in the household no more. That's why they're leading, you know, because if the men were in a household, a lot of things that we see now in society wouldn't be that way. You know, I want to wait. I don't want to put everything out there just yet. You know, I want to wait for a few more people to come in. But, you know, for the simple fact, like I said, you know, it was an option for that to happen. So go ahead, Easkeezy.
Okay. Now, when you speak of Welfare Act, this had to be like in the 60s, okay, those times. But we can't hold everybody accountable that was born 80s and up, because they don't even know about that act. But they still stepping up trying to play the role of the head, because half the men are stepping up to play the role of a hustler or a gangster. They either getting shot and killed, leaving this woman to provide for the rest of the kids, and that makes her the head. Or they're taking a gamble and they're going to jail, and that put her in the position to have to be the head. And that's what I mean by being forced to be the head.
Right.
Now,
I agree with you, but I'm going to make a statement on that. See, and the reason why that is because they're the lead. You know, you got men out here that if you had men in a household, you know, they would see what a real man does. A real man get up and go out there and go to work, or he have his own business and he go out there and he go to work. You know, a child in a house would see that father getting up, going to work, you know, not getting out there selling drugs or whatnot. You see what I'm saying? So that's what they're seeing. They're getting out there doing what they got to do, you know, because there's no father in the household. There's no lead. So we getting out there and doing what we know best, you know, or what's easiest. You know, so that's why you get that, because there's no lead in the household. So, like I said, BJ,
right there.
Welcome to the show, BJ.
Thanks, man. How you doing, man? Appreciate you.
What up, BJ? You creating a ripple effect, because what you just said went with everything I just said before you said it. Because, okay, now the fathers are taking a gamble and leaving, getting locked up, shot or killed. All right, now the women are forced to be the head because the fathers are absent. So now you got these young men trying to step up to help out the mom, and they're taking that same gamble. So for one, you got to break that gamble cycle to thinking that's the come up. It's never an easy come up, especially when you got to gamble with your own life. That's not a come up. That's a come up to something that's gonna shock you one day. That's all it is. But once we get out of the mentality that it's an easy come up, maybe we'll stop losing our fathers and our sons, and then we'll have them around to be fathers, and the woman don't have to be the head. Because push come to shove, if somebody break in the house, the woman not saying, hey, I'm finna go see who this is. They saying, babe, go see who that is. All right, that's the way it's designed. That's the head right there. All right, you don't send your wife to see who coming in the door, or you don't walk with your wife on the curb. No, the wife is usually on the inside and the husband is on the outside. That's the way it's designed. That's order. Now, if you see a soda machine and you put 50 cents in it, because that's how much the soda costs, and the soda don't come out, what you gonna say? Oh, this machine broke. It's out of order. All right. That's why these kids are coming out the house the way they are, out of order because something is
Right,
broken.
and I agree with you, and I agree with you 100% because the natural order is out of effect because there's no man in the household. So
Right.
therefore, most of our youth that we see that's locked up, that's in prison, is because they're seeing a woman lead. You know, and most women lead, you know, in a way where they're leading with their emotions. They're not leading with, and I'm just going to be honest. Most women lead with their emotions. They lead with, I'm not going to say with their common sense, but they just act off too much emotions. You know, that's why there should never be a woman president, you know, making big decisions like that. You know, women are not builders. Men are builders, not women. Women should not be forced to make those type of decisions. You know, that's why we got prisons that's filled up with young men and women because women has been the lead. You know, you didn't get this, you didn't get that, you didn't get none of that before the 60s. So go ahead. I want you to elaborate on that a little bit more, BJ.
You going down a dangerous, slippery road.
I mean, that's something that we got to talk about.
You know what? I was gonna try to do this conversation sitting next to my wife, but
okay. I mean, I would like for her to come in and weigh in on that situation.
Right.
No, you don't.
Yeah,
No,
well,
you don't.
Honestly, I would. You know, I got two women that's supposed to be coming in. They have not came in and joined us yet.
So you had to been in the beginning.
Matter of fact, did you send those links out on YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay. You know, so I want some women to come in.
We not bashing and no mean.
Yeah, we're not bashing. So yeah, I'm gonna be trying to send some more links out to people to come in, to some of the people that I had come in last time, because we need some females on here. You know, because I don't want people to think that we're bashing. I'm speaking facts.
Go ahead and say what you was gonna say after you swallowed the chicken and stuff.
I'm gonna give her an earpiece, and then you can tell her, you can ask her a question, and then because she working, so she may respond, she may not.
Yeah, I mean, I just want I want her opinion on basically the topic is do you think a woman should be the lead in the household?
Do you think a woman should be the lead in the household?
Yes. Should a woman lead in the household? Should a woman be the lead?
That's the left, but whatever.
So, you know, we're sitting here, we waiting on females to come in. You know, I sent the link out, it's out there on YouTube. So, you know, I don't want to say, we're not bashing women, we're just trying to speak, you know, our opinions and some facts.
I guarantee you it's not a woman that could come on here and say that a woman should be the lead unless she could put an if in front of her statement. Bottom line.
Now, I'm not disagreeing with leading in the household, but if you say like leading a company, leading a school, leading the country, leading the state, I think that's a little different.
Well, I mean, we have women that's mayor that leads the states, that mayors. Well, I'm not going to even say that. We have some women that do great jobs at that, but I don't think there should never be a woman president making decisions like that for the country. You know, because like I say, women go too much off their emotions. And that's a proven fact.
All right.
You know, and my opinion on why women should not be the lead is for the simple fact, most of the households in the Black community are led by single mothers. And what's going on in our communities today?
Now, you've taken away the fact that we were raised by single women. And
that's how we got where we at.
I know.
Right, no, I'm not taking that away. You know, some single mothers are successful, but I'm just going with this. I'm going with the stats and the statistics. All you got to do is just look at the prisons.
Okay, I work in the juvenile system. So let me give you the facts that I know. I'm not saying what you're saying isn't. I'm only saying the facts that I know.
Okay.
And I say this to the kids. I say this to the kids. I've been doing it for years. And 80, the numbers is between 75 to 85% of people that are in prison used to be in the juvenile system at some point. Not
Right.
necessarily juvenile jail, but government care, warden of the state at some point, group home, stuff that I do, and not necessarily juvenile, but in the system at some point. So it's a extremely high percentage. So if we taking that statistic and saying that most of the prisoners come from group homes, then I'm saying the people that I'm caring for on a day-to-day basis, the kids, their parents aren't just single home parents. They're also drug addicts, prostitutes, in prison, so they don't have a parent. Somebody's dead, nobody's there. Grandparents can't handle them. That's the majority of the people that are in prison. They come from that.
Okay.
So
But
what
go
have
ahead,
to do
Easkeezy.
with the woman leading?
You said what?
What does that have to do with the woman leading in the
In
household?
the household, right? I actually was getting ready to say that. See, that actually takes away. See, we're talking about the actual woman that's in the household leading the household.
What you're dealing with and experiencing, BJ, is the effects and the damage of a woman leading in the household.
No, it's not just a woman. That's what I'm saying. If it was just women, then that'd be different. But these kids, their parents are mentally challenged.
Right.
From the
And
beginning.
I get what you're saying, BJ, but yeah, that's kind of separate from what we're talking about. We're talking about the actual woman who actually is leading in the household, not, because of something else. We're talking about the kids that's in that household with that single black mother.
Yeah,
and I'm talking about the results of what's going on in our communities. We've been all led by single black mothers, and that's not bashing us. That's just speaking facts about what's going on. And that was an act that happened in the 60s when they passed that act, when our women joined up with white women for equal opportunity. I mean, I'm just being real about the conversation.
It's all done. It's all done by design,
right?
Pulling the man out. I'm not saying that. Having a man in the house, a man is the head. A man should be there.
Right.
That's. I'm not saying that that's not true. But what I'm saying is also saying is that I'm not saying that our culture is failing because of the single mothers with the job that they're doing.
Okay,
I'm not saying that either. I'm not saying that either, because if we're going off of grading it by shit, let's pull up. If we're doing statistics, let's look at how many college graduates are from single mothers, single parent houseld's.
If we go that, you go by how many graduates versus parents being in household versus single parents.
Dropout.
So you would eliminate
not dropouts. We're gonna go from either somebody. Your job is to get your kid off to school, whether they get out or not. That's on them. But your job is to get them out of high school and to the next thing. So if we're gonna do that statistic, it need to be.
Well, yeah, we can do that statistic. We can do that statistic, and when you do that statistic, most of them are not graduating from high school. Most of those kids are dropping out of middle school. Most of those kids are locked up in prison. If you go by those stats, if you look by that, yeah. If you go by those statistics, most of those kids drop out of high school. Now some do go on to be successful and succeed. But I'm just going on the numbers, and I can actually, I'm gonna look it up.
Okay, every last one of us is pretty much a product of a single parent.
Right.
And,
Right.
and now we've done fine. We done okay. We figured our way through. Our
Right.
moms,
And that's why I say, you know, some make it
our
through.
moms was there for us. Our moms supported us. Our moms encouraged us. But imagine if our mom and our father
We're
was
gone.
there to we won't know
Oh,
right now where we would
right.
be, could
Right.
be.
You know, and that's all I'm just trying to bring awareness, you know, that we
That's
need to
more
get back to
about
promoting you know, promoting the man
the
and the
woman.
woman in the household. You know, we got to get our women out of the mindset of, you know, trying to be a single woman that niggas ain't shit. I don't need a man for nothing. You know, you know, I don't want my daughter to grow up with that mindset. You know what I mean?
I
Be
support
honest,
that.
that
I
actually
support that.
distract them from their real plan, and their real plan is to cater. They actually design to cater and soothe. That's why a woman can encourage a man like nobody else can. Your homies can't encourage you like your woman can.
That's a fact.
Your
You know,
homies stroke your ego like your homeboy can.
You know, and like I said, and like E Skeezy said in the beginning, it's not to bash any woman. It's really this whole conversation is to try to get really is to, you know, to get our young women you know, back on track, really to get at the
Listen,
youth, you know, to get
I
them
mean,
in the mindset of, you know, getting them
right.
out of that, you know, because what they're seeing on TV with the Suki Hanas, you know, and the Nicki Minaj's and you know, just all this stuff, it's putting them in
I'm
a
about to say,
single
Suki Hana.
mindset of the single Black mother.
Here, let me say something. Let me say something. For one, I agree with what your point is, what you trying to do.
Right.
I agree with that. Some of the stuff, as far as what a woman can and shouldn't be doing, we got may be a little different on that. But let me say this.
Now, hold on,
It
but
was
before
it
you say
was
that, I give it up. Listen, I come from a single Black woman household. You know, my mom raised 4 kids. You know, she did it on her own. You know, so I'm not bashing her or any Black woman. I'm raising the facts of the awareness of what's going on in our society. You know, who's been leading us? It's been a
I
Black woman
agree.
that's been leading the household and society. So that's why we came up with this topic. You know, it's not that we're trying to bash anyone. You know,
I
it's
don't
just
think
all right. Go ahead.
listen. It's that we talk about this all the time. We talk about
Right.
this all the time. There's an agenda. There has been an agenda. And if you look at it, we talked about this when we were talking about music and movies.
Right.
The agenda is only with the Black community to say, I don't
Divide.
need a man, F this. There's no other culture that's promoting and glorifying, I don't need a man. And if you ask single mothers that have done a good job or they have done their best, I'll just say that they have done their best because kids got their own mind. Whether you do a good job or not, they're gonna do what they're gonna do. Anyway, if you ask them whether they would have rather it been a two-parent household, they would say yes. So
Right.
I'm not disagreeing with you, but I am gonna say that I can't say that they haven't been doing a good job because it's a lot of people we it's more to it than just saying that. If we're gonna, I don't want to blame what's going on with the culture with to put that on single Black mothers. You know what
All
I'm
right.
saying? I don't want to do that.
The best
No,
way for me
we're not trying to, I'm not trying to put anything
like
on the mothers. It was just the whole topic. Should a woman lead in a relationship? And that pretty much is that led us down that rabbit hole.
before
Right.
I forget, I just want to say to his single parenting analogy, it's like, okay, yeah, a woman can do it. We know they could do it. Okay, that's like saying you got a budget of $10,000 to build your house. Yeah, of course you could build a house with $10,000.
Not in
But
LA, you can't.
I mean, just think about it. Okay, you could take it back to the 1920s. Of course you could build a house with $10,000. Okay, but imagine what you could build with $20,000. You see what I'm
hmm
saying? There's the
Yeah,
app in a father in a home. And there's the absence in a man leading. A man gonna come with the building and the construction, the discipline. A woman is supposed to make sure this man has everything he needs to actually come up with this strength to build and come with the plans and defend and provide. But they want to do other routes. That's where we was just talking about hustling, taking risks. Then they get locked up. Now this woman have to raise the kids by herself. So now they forced to be the head. Now they saying when they meet Joe, because her husband got 20 years, I don't need a man. I've been doing this for 5. My husband locked up. I don't need a man. Where this come from?
You trying to tell me what to do and how to do it? I don't need all that.
But
that's
the design is God created man first, and then he took rib from a woman. Now your rib is really designed to hold you up, not to think for you, not to be tough, but to hold you up and support you. That it's supposed to be up under your arm, such as a woman. But now you got a rib on top of your head and you look out of order, period. If you ever in public and you see a woman telling a man what to do, you looking at him like, damn, what the hell? Right or wrong?
For the most part, but sometimes it's always a special case. Some people just more dominant. Some people need somebody to tell them what to do.
Your natural instinct is that's out of order, period. Yeah. You could dress it, but your instinct is that's out of order. It shouldn't be that way.
And my whole thing about this, I'm ready for us to get everything back in order. Hopefully this will reach someone, and they'll be able to, I'm ready for our people to get back to our natural order, of men leading, and it goes back to men being men. Men have to continue to step up, especially to those fathers who's already there in the household. Continue leading, doing a good job that you guys are doing. But to those who's not in the household, we're trying to promote. That's what we're trying to promote over here. To household parents, parents in the household. You know what I mean? Just trying to get everything back to the natural order. So go ahead,
if we was to do any bashing, it would be towards men, to be honest. Like I said in my earlier statement.
Now, why you say that?
These women been forced because of the decisions we make, whether it's to cheat, whether it's to go out and sell drugs, whether it's to be in a gang, whether it's to run the streets. These are the choices we make, but we don't make these choices thinking about family.
Right, and I agree with you, but that goes back to who's been leading the household. If you had the actual fathers that was in that house at the time, most of those youths wouldn't go down those routes, because a real father is not going to have their kids out there selling drugs, and just putting themselves in situations where they're going to prison or something like that. A real father is going to lead. The child will see the father leading, getting up, going to work, or having your own business, running that, so, that option would be obsolete, because the father wouldn't allow that, and we can go back to before. We can go back in time where you didn't have that, where the fathers were leading. You didn't have kids going to prison and stuff like that.
Okay, so why don't they see it now? Why don't the kids in the house see it now?
Because we've gotten out. Society is not promoting fathers anymore. They're trying to take the fathers out of the household.
Okay, how are the fathers out of the household? How are they leaving the household? Not by going to work.
That's another conversation. That's another conversation.
No, it's this conversation, because my point is the reason why these women are being forced to lead as the head by the men decision making.
Hey, let me say this to you. Most of these relationships that's going on, most of these families, most of these situations, most of the men are not even in a household anyway.
Why?
But what if they were? What if they were? Y'all making it sound like all you need is just to add a dude and everything is cool in the household. But now
No,
you got whatever issues you
I'm not
got
saying
going
no.
on, and now the kids they got to deal with that.
I'm getting
That
to
ain't
that
just
too.
the fix. That ain't the fix. Just add a nigga to the house.
No, we're not saying that's the natural the fix to the household. We're saying the natural fix to leading the household is that man being in there in that household.
And what
A man is not going to let his household go astray. It's going to be some type of control. Most, I'm gonna be honest, most women lose control with their teenage sons like around 13, 14. They damn near running them households.
and going back to what I'm saying, how they're being forced to listen to me. I'm not at the same time discluding the men that are there.
Okay, but tell me how they're being forced when they're not even in the household to begin with.
Okay, why they not in the household? It has to start with a man. Listen,
Right.
it's it.
Right, but
So
I get that, but they're not even in the household.
there. All right, I'm telling you,
All
either
right, go
his
ahead.
father wasn't there, and then he wound up portraying his father, so he wasn't there for his kid. So it has to start with a father being there in the household, and a woman not just gonna follow anybody. If you walking down the street a bankrupt, she not finna follow you when she want to be rich. If you walking down the street of drugs and drinking and hanging out with them, she not gonna follow you. So listen to me when I say the decisions that the men been making has forced women to try to lead. They tried, then they succeeded. They seen they can do it without a man. And then you got all types of substitutes. You got dildos and all of this. This what up though? We telling them what up. Okay, this is why the man been pushed out and the woman feels she can lead. They've been forced to. This is a force. Okay, you force somebody in the environment, a hostile situation, they gonna be hostile. Right or wrong.
You're
If
right.
it's
I mean, I agree with what you're saying so far, but go ahead.
in that room where he have to fight, he gonna fight. Okay, we put women in this situation where they either have to die and see their kids die, or they have to step up to the plate and lead. Even go back to Harriet Tubman. It was niggas around her, it was men around her going through the same thing, but they wasn't in the position to where they were like, okay, I'm finna lead and do this. So she couldn't take it no longer, and she was forced to do something.
Now, y'all think that the prison numbers was lower in the '60s because there was more guys in the house?
Yes, it was way. Yeah, it was way. The '60s and under. Yes, the prison rate of black men was way lower. And
But
that's simple.
but you
See,
know
and
what?
most people
lower.
Most people
Hold on,
fail
hold
to
on.
realize that plan that was made up to fill these prisons up was part of that act.
Right.
Listen, y'all. Listen, Linda. Y'all do know that it's such things as the Reagan laws. They passed laws where it affected everybody we knew. I remember when crack hit the streets. I remember when it hit the streets. And
Right.
they passed laws where if you had a handful of cocaine, you can go to rehab. But if you got caught with a little pebble of crack,
yeah, you going to prison.
You was doing 10 years.
Right.
So
and that was designed that way.
Yeah. So that ain't, that's I'm not I just again I agree with what y'all saying, but how y'all getting to the point of with the the women failing and all that.
It's okay to smoke crack.
Well, I don't think I've said the women fail. I think I just stated like facts.
Oh, hold on, let's go back to BJ. He just said it was
but
okay
you said
crack.
No, I just stated. I said, look at society.
About BJ.
Oh, okay. No, I'm telling BJ. I'm saying, look at society
okay to smoke
and
crack.
look how society is ran, especially in the black community, where it's led by single black mothers.
Reason why they should be absent because
listen, the middle suburbs, the middle class suburbs is also ran by single black women.
Well, show me the statistic for that. Because you can go look up the statistic. You got to show me that statistic.
I'm finna do that Reagan law. I'm finna chew that Reagan law up first, and you can say whatever you
Man,
gonna say.
you
But
can't chew up the Reagan law. It put a whole bunch of black folks, a whole lot of fathers, a whole lot of brothers, a whole lot of everything. It locked a whole lot of us up.
listen to me.
It had nothing to do with the single mother running a house.
I agree with you. I
okay.
agree with you. Listen to this though. Only criminals worry about the law.
No, that ain't true. I'm no criminal, but no, nigga, every time the police get behind me at 48 years old with 100% legit papers on everything going on in my life, I still get nervous. I'm like, man,
that's a fact. I still get nervous.
You're afraid. You're not worried. Listen to me. You're afraid. You got a fear. You're not worried. But when you know you clean, you worried about what happened to another nigga that got pulled over. You're not worried, but only criminals worry about the law. So if these niggas wouldn't never picked up the crack and got caught with it and busted, they wouldn't be subtracted from their family. We giving them an excuse and a reason why they subtracted from their family. Did nobody force them to pick up crack? They could have got a job and worked hard. Now I'm speaking from both sides of the fence because I literally done sold crack. Right. Thank God I didn't get caught. I would have been taken away from my family. But that's 100. We can't excuses and then expect these families to be intact. We giving parents ways out. If we want them,
and today I'm honestly being a voice for men. You know, and I'm not trying to offend nobody. I'm just speaking facts on how the communities are. There is no community, really.
It's not. Community. We are so divided. It don't make sense.
You know, the women is against the men. You even have the women now. I mean, with this whole. You know what? I'm not even gonna go there. You know, but yeah, you know, I'm not trying to bash no one. I'm just trying to raise awareness to this situation.
And they shouldn't have to. Like, okay, going down the dark alley, you and your old lady, who gonna go down first?
No, but some things they should. Some things in your relationship, if you're trying to lead everything in your relationship, then your management skills, you might have to check on your management skills. A good manager put people in place, and you don't have to do everything. Yeah, we're walking down the street, and I'm running that.
If you put it in place, that's still you
not
lead.
Necessarily. No, not necessarily, because I know that she's better. I'm gonna just say like she's better at financing. She's better at making sure. She's better at making sure the bills get paid.
Yeah, I mean that's that's part of playing the role.
I'm just saying, like
that's when you give her your checkbook and the car. But until you know that, you don't give her that.
Okay, man.
You know, but go ahead, BJ.
No, wait, right or wrong. If you give her the account number and the PIN, that's still you lead.
See, I see no females want to join the conversation, you know. So I hope when people hear this, they don't think that we're bashing. We're really just having a conversation, waiting on females to join in. You know, I've sent out links to everybody. You know, it's what time is it? It's 1:40 Eastern time over here.
You gonna have to get you a West Coast audience.
Yeah.
Everybody on your coast is asleep.
Yeah, pretty much. It's Sunday night over here. You know, I sent out a few links to people that's up, you know, so but you know, people will see this and they'll see the video, so we'll get it that way. But definitely a good conversation, y'all. You know, BJ, I hope you don't think that I'm trying to bash anybody, because like I said, I come from a single household, single mother household, you know, and me and my siblings, you know, we all turned out fine, you know, but I think if my father was there in the household, a lot of things that, you know, a lot of things would be different, you know, how my life turned out.
Right. I think if my father was in the house, when I was younger, it would have been total chaos.
Okay.
My father now, you know, born again, blah 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 blah. That would have been a different thing. But I've grown all the way, you know. But you know, that's so.
See, but
that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying, sticking the man.
But what if you had that same born again father, Christian, that he is now in the household?
But what I'm saying is, it's just not add a father, because then you got to deal with all the stuff that goes on. I'm with you. Look, I want you to understand 100% that I agree. It should be a man in the
Right.
house.
Okay.
100%.
All right. Oh,
But
we there.
I'm also saying that you can talk to people that grew up with the father in the house, and they'll say, "Man, look, the stuff that I had to hear and see, it probably would have been less traumatizing if I just grew up with a single house." You know what I'm saying? Everybody got their own story, so that's why I'm just saying I don't want to put all of one thing on one people. That if we winning, if we losing or not,
Right.
it's yeah, it's not just one thing. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
The
And
the reason
I
that the
get what you're
reason that our
saying.
culture the reason that our culture is failing is not because of just this. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Right. It's a
it's
combination
a whole
of
lot of shit.
everything.
It's a
Yeah.
whole lot of shit. It's a whole lot, and it ain't just
Right.
start
Just that one
happening
thing. Right. No, I
this
agree
year.
with you. You know, but
All of this
you
stuff
can
has
take
been
that
set up
topic and
a long time ago.
you can put it in that conversation of what's wrong in the black community.
Hey, we still struggling. We still struggling with identity from slavery. Like we still like look. I live in LA, and everybody, all other cultures can be like, oh yeah, I went back home to see my great grandfather, and they got land over here. Blah blah. We can't say nothing about back home. My back home is Detroit. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Then you ask my dad's back home. His back home is down south. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So it's like it's different. It's different. I got a Jewish friend. It's my guy,
See,
and
and
he
listen, I want to ask you this question. Ask your friend, did he have his father? Was his father there in the household with that
he
land?
was his
Right.
he talking about my Jewish friend.
No, the friend who said when he go back home and they got that land was a father there in that household.
No. All these people are other cultures.
Right. That's what I'm
So
saying. Are the other
yeah,
cultures was the father there in that household?
yeah.
That perfect
Well,
example.
that's
I'm glad you brought that
that's a
up.
whole nother thing.
Yeah, that was a perfect example. All those fathers was there in that household, and that's the main that's the main goal that we're talking about. You know,
You
and that's
know,
what you get. You get land passed back. You get things like that passed back. You know, and stuff like that. And
and
in our
see,
culture, we don't have any of that. We're not going to have. You know, in most situations, there's not going to be land or money passed back. It's going to be debt. You see what I'm saying? So what we're trying to do is just, get the next generation back on how we were, once were, with both parents in the household, and that's
Hey, I gotta just before we get off topic. Y'all two get with me when we get off the show. I got a guy that
Mhm.
I've been talking to, a coworker, and he all about setting up stuff because we close to retirement. And just what you're talking about, making sure that we leave something, blah 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 blah
Yeah.
blah. I'm gonna meet with him next Friday, and I'm gonna report back to y'all, to let y'all know what I got going on, so y'all can get in on it too.
And that's what's up, but it's a lot of conversations, that our mothers were not having with us, growing up,
We didn't
as
know.
a kid and
They
as,
didn't know.
yeah.
They didn't know. They didn't know. It's
Right.
stuff they
So
didn't
yeah,
know.
and I'm not putting blame on them at all.
Yeah.
I'm just stating facts.
Hey,
this the best way to describe to y'all and keep it on topic. All right, y'all do me this favor. I got this gift. I got a gift. I can paint a picture to a kid or to an old man. Y'all do me a favor. Just close your eyes for a second. Now I want you to
I'm out.
picture everything I'm saying. All right. You just wake up. You woke up. You don't know how you got here, but you on this island. It's nobody on this island but you and this woman. What do? You first wake up. Yeah, I know where your minds may drift off to. Let's smash. But both of y'all just woke up naked. Y'all don't even know how y'all got here. Y'all don't know nothing about how y'all landed here. Y'all just both woke up. You woke up first, then she woke up. Y'all woke up almost the same time, seconds apart. You don't know her, she don't know you. No communication, no cell phone, clothes. All right, what do you do?
First thing
What
I'm doing
do you do?
is
Besides sex.
nah. We ain't trying to do no sex. If I wake up and I don't know where I'm at and I'm naked and I look around like, man, I'm gonna try to see
First
where
thing I'm
I'm
gonna
at.
do is try to go ahead, BJ. My bad.
I'm gonna try to see where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
walk
You in
out,
the
walk
jungle.
around.
You in
But I'm saying like, but you said right by the beach. So I'm like, if I walk up, can I see the edge? Can I see is it an island? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna try to, check it out, familiarize myself with
but
where I'm
she
at.
said, come over here. Come this way.
You said what?
She's saying come this way.
She said, what that got to do with what I got going on? I'm still
Right.
gonna be looking like, all right, hold on.
Hey, that's the design that's meant to be. She's supposed to follow you to see what you got going on and what she can do to help. You ain't say nothing about following her. You just opened your eyes and said what you was gonna do.
Yeah.
Now you going the right way, she gonna follow you automatically.
Because
But if
the first thing I said that I was gonna do if I woke up and it was just me and a woman on the beach and we was by a beach and we was naked. And I know what I know now, right? And I
that's
had
it.
all the senses I have now. The first thing that I'm going to try to do, I'm going to try to find shelter and try to build shelter because I know
Okay.
what's coming next at nighttime.
All
It's gonna
right.
get cold.
And
That's
so
why you gotta find
therefore,
out where I'm
I'm
at.
going to leave
Right. Now,
because she's not going to come up with. She's not going to try to build shelter.
what you think she gonna do after you build your shelter?
She's going to come in. She's going to
All
be right
right.
there with me.
Right.
Right.
And that's
Okay.
the design right there. You just displayed a perfect design.
Right.
Whether it's
And that's of a man leading.
wood,
You get Bob the Builder's daughter, and she'll
Yeah,
show
I
you.
mean, if you get Bob to build the daughter, then you in luck. You let her do all the work. You see what I'm saying? And I mean, and you help.
all right. Yeah.
You
Until
let
she
her
tell you,
design it, then you
I'm
help.
saying,
I help
why,
together.
hold on, wait a minute, pause, because it's humor to it. I'm glad we found humor in it, but it's gonna be Bob the Builder daughter. She built it until she tell you to get out, and then why is it an argument when she say get out? Why is he ready to tear the house up when she say get out?
Because hey, I can go back down that rabbit hole because that's most relationships in the black communities, it's the man that's living with the women, and most of the time she's putting him out. True or
But
untrue?
this
DJ?
hypothetically though, 9 times out of 10,
No, I'm talking about real facts.
it wasn't no Bob the Builder daughter though. Those real facts.
Right.
You
Yeah.
got them now, but who taught Bob the Builder daughter?
Right.
Who
A
taught?
man.
All
Bob.
right. So here's the
So even still, BJ, you would go back to Bob the Builder, a father. He was probably there in the household with Brenda.
how to build with her hands just in case she didn't have a man.
So that's all I want. I'm not trying to bash our women or our men, because we play a strong role in this single house society, community. A lot of dads are not being dads, a lot of fathers are not being fathers. We have a lot of absentee dads, so I'm not putting no blame or all the blame on the women. I'm just trying to raise awareness to the situation. That a lot of our women, our black women, have been leading, and some of the stats are not good. I'm just going to be honest.
All right, I'm gonna
You
support.
can't argue with stats.
I'm gonna support BJ because I see the point he making.
Yeah, that's fine. I want you to support BJ. I'm talking. I'm
some
talking for the
fathers
men.
that's
Listen,
present, still absent.
listen. You can side with BJ. I'm talking to the men. I'm supporting the men out here.
I know.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Something he said earlier, I understand them because there's a lot of fathers that's present and still absent.
And it's a lot of men that don't have a voice and they can't speak, about certain situations. Trust me, men want to be in the house with them, with their kids. That's their first choice is to be in that house with their kids. But it's a lot of situations where men is not even being allowed. They're not even allowed to have custody sometimes in certain situations. So I'm being the advocate for men. Go ahead, BJ. Go ahead.
I like you being the advocate for men, but
yeah,
I'm not letting them. I'm not letting them off the
No,
hook
I'm not
like
giving
that
no
because
passes. I'm not giving
hold
no
on, hold on.
passes to the niggas
Listen.
that's not trying to be there in the
Because
household, that's not trying to be fathers. So
listen,
go ahead.
listen.
I'm listening.
Because I was a single father for years,
Right.
um and
And you got to treat that mother like a
you
single
it
father.
was listen. The rules and the laws were different when I was going through whatever I was going through with the custody situation. Now you can get 50-50. Kids live with this parent Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and live with this parent Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. If you want to get a female can't back in the days, they could be like, I want to
Yeah,
let you
well, a
see
lot
your
of
kid,
things have
and that's how
changed
it was.
now. Yeah, a lot of things.
Now, if you want to see your kid, and any father, any young fella that's like, man, she want, I say, man, please, you go to court. It won't be about what she let you do. If
Right.
you handle your business, then you'll be able to get visitation.
Right.
So
And
if you on some other stuff, then that's on you. But the law is set up to where fathers they can get visitation. They can be in their kids' life if they want to.
see, and the law is also set up for men to actually lose too.
They go
You
Yeah.
know,
that.
because we can listen. Men can be in a situation where they got a job, they paying their child support, and you may be laid off or lose your job. You still gonna be charged that. You still gonna be charged that same child support that they charging you. You know, every month or whatever. You know, every week.
How
You still
did he
gonna have to
lose
pay that
his
same
job?
child support.
How did
Until
he
you
lose?
get until you go back to court and get your numbers changed. That's
Right.
How
all.
did he lose his job?
I mean, it
I
don't
mean,
even
it
matter
don't it
how he
don't
lost
matter
his
how he
job. The
lose his
numbers
job.
change.
You know, men we
Numbers
fall
change.
on. We listen.
Let
It
the
don't
court
matter how he
know.
lose his
Move
job.
on.
He fell on hard time. He fell on hard time. So should he still be able to have to pay the same amount that he was paying when he had his job? And most men go through that. Most men lose their license. You know, that's not fair. Most men, and even when you go to jail, they still you still getting charged for child support. That shit should stop.
Let me tell you something.
How can you pay child support from prison or jail? You know, and I
Nah, I'm
understand it can be
mad at
situations.
myself.
Okay, and most people say you put yourself there, but you know that's that men men get raw deals on a lot of situations.
Listen to this one though, and I'm gonna put myself in it, cause you could say men. Yeah, I hear you. Men do get raw deals or whatever, but let's separate men from real men. Nah, a
Okay,
real man will make the right decision
it's a
just
lot of
about
real.
every
Hey, it's
time.
a lot of real men in child support court now. Go ahead.
All right, but yeah, they real men now. This child support might have made their ass a real man.
No, it's real
But
men
hold
that's
on,
going through
wait.
child
Let
support now.
me finish.
That's
Let me finish.
responsible men. That's going through all type of stuff.
Well,
Alimony, child support,
real
dealing,
men,
just all type of stuff. But go ahead.
all
It hit
right.
you. It hit you. You ain't
Real
looking for it. It come from nowhere.
real men make right decisions. Now, you still gonna have a handful of real men to get caught up in the system. Yeah, that's true.
Right.
But we not comparing real men to all these other motherfuckers who just making bad decisions. Bottom line, like, okay, now we gon' that's almost like preaching somebody into heaven. When somebody dead, yeah, because they dead laying here in the suit, we like, oh, Pookie, he was a good man in the community. And he in the pearly gates now. We ain't got to worry about. Yeah, Pookie done killed niggas. He done beat up this girl, and we can't do that. And I said all that to say we can't keep giving excuse. Either you was a good father or you wasn't. And 100% of my being a father, I wasn't a good father. I made decisions with women over my kids. I know I did this. And it put me in positions to where I had to fight and be as a good man. Yeah, not trying to be a good man, but I know I made bad decisions. It was either hustle in the streets, and the reason I did have the stuff, yeah, it might have been for my kids, but I still had another option. I could have got
statistics show that single fathers are better parents than single mothers. That's a fact.
Yeah, because you know what? Now they can't afford to make those transit decisions that could separate them from that child. You see what I'm saying? But when a woman got the child at home and they know they could go home anytime and the child and the woman gonna be there, now they out shooting jugs, making moves, but they never planned on getting caught. Nobody ever planned on getting caught. It just happened. Like you said with the good dudes, it just happened. And now they in court, and then the resources that the woman done saved or came up with got to go to him while he in jail, and then they fall behind.
Yep. So I'll let you add some more on this, BJ, if you want to. How long has it been since we've been on here? Ain't nobody. It's 2:00.
Probably
Ain't nobody jumped on. We've been on here for. Let me see. It's not showing me the time. We've been on here for a minute. I think since 1:00. So we've been on here since basically almost an hour. And ain't no females came in, so it probably do sound like we bashing females, but like I said, I'm just trying to raise attention to the situation at hand, and to the topic. I'm just saying, look at the stats, look at the household, look at the prisons, look at the decisions that our young women and men has been making, going on the direction and the lead of the single mothers in the household, and that's all I'm talking about. So if you guys want to elaborate a little bit more on this,
like we were saying,
if not, we can close it out.
BJ, me and D was talking about like this. Okay, to sum it all up, you remember Dante Culpepper and Randy Moss?
Yeah.
Okay, you remember they little trick play toss? Randy Moss throw the ball.
The flea flicker. Yeah. Okay, there you can just say the flea flicker.
Flea flicker.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Yeah.
And he threw a bomb, and it was a touchdown. Yeah, but just because he can throw the ball don't mean he the quarterback. Don't mean he best
he can
at
lead
that
the team. Right.
Yeah.
He just trying to play a role that's naturally
quarterback to see. Exactly. I know it's women that could do it. And see, nah, I could get into another subject because it's been so many.
My mother did it. Your mother did it, and your mother did it, BJ. I'm just trying to bring, what if your father was in the household? What if your dad was there in the household? So basically we're just saying, what if? We're just trying to change the dynamics of how our society, how our youth and our people is being led. We want to get back to, to the right order.
Right. When stuff
only how getting back to that right order is speaking the truth. A lot of people try to cover that shit up and try to shove it up under the rug. I'm gonna speak that shit on how it really is. A lot of people don't really want to talk that truth. Your boy Dame D, I'm gonna speak that truth. A lot of this shit is fucked up. A lot of households is being led the wrong way. That's why these prisons is off the hook, where our youth being locked up. We need more fathers in these households. We need more fathers to be leading these kids.
Facts.
Fuck that. A lot of people try to cover that shit up. We need more dads in the household. In the mindset of our women now, they don't give a fuck about us and the men that's trying to be fathers. They don't need us. They say it. Fuck a nigga. I don't need a nigga for shit.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to bring attention to that shit. Fuck that. Enough men don't speak about that. Men, we get bad deals and breaks all the way around. And it's time for that shit to change. We need some laws to protect us.
Like what?
I mean, we can talk about it. That's another conversation. So I don't know how much time y'all got, but yeah, I mean, I can think about a few things.
I'm off tomorrow.
Me? Well, you know what? I gotta work. But yeah, so I'm being honest. I'm being honest. You know, I was raised by a single mother. You know, my mom, she did an okay job. You know, it's still a lot of stuff that, I think about over the years, and that's another conversation. I don't want to even get off into it, because we would be here all day, and I'm not giving my father a pass, because he wasn't there, and he had his father in his life.
Yeah, I could say when my father was there, I was one way, and when he left, I was another.
Yeah,
So,
and that's all I'm trying to say. That's why
no,
the society,
he,
just
he,
listen to our music. Do you think if fathers was in a household, that our daughters would even be listening to this shit or even speaking like that? It's gotten to the point where our women is talking like men. My asshole is brown, my pussy is pink, and they playing this shit on the radio. Our women don't got that vulgar to the point they don't even respect us anymore. You see what I'm saying?
that's why I was gonna say, like, out of order leads to out of order.
Yeah,
Like
it's fucked up, and
the
people need to
women.
hear this shit. I wish women would have tapped in and joined us, because they probably do sound like we bashing women, but I'm not.
Listen, the women been ahead for so long. They have gotten so comfortable in this position to where they're acting like the head. And when I say acting like the head, they can even go to the club now and take the women.
Man, our women even acting like fucking men now. They talking about give me head and shit
Yeah,
like that. When have you heard some shit like that?
that's order. You can't tell me
Yeah,
that's
you see what I'm saying? We got to get this shit back right. Fuck that.
right.
Yeah, that's really what it is. Our women is out of control, and our women need to be, these young women need to be, I'm not gonna say put back in place, but we need more mature women talking to our women, showing them how to
They
be women.
be groomed all
Because
over.
I'll put it this way: maybe our women don't know how to be women. So we need more women to step up, because a man can't teach no woman how to be a woman, and that's what I mean. No woman can lead no man in no household. A woman can't teach a man how to be a man, and that's why you get these boys out here making bad decisions, out here selling the drugs, like how you said, E. Because they've been led in a certain situation where you've been put out here. You see what I'm saying? And now you out here selling drugs, and you don't put yourself in this situation, because look, when he's selling the drugs, they ain't saying shit. They receiving the money and taking the money.
Hey, even from a baby, babies only can mimic what they hear and see. So I remember we used to fight if somebody ever called you a copycat. Niggas just be like, no, I ain't no copycat. I ain't no copycat. But everybody in the fucking world is a copycat, because you ain't do it first. You had to see somebody do it or hear somebody say it. And then you was able to either do it or say it. If you didn't see your father doing it, you didn't do it. But
And I agree with you.
see
And
what
we
they
need to go.
fathers doing, and they did what they fathers did. Most niggas seen their fathers was OGs and hustlers. They became OGs and hustlers.
Facts.
I seen my father be a preacher. Guess what I became?
A pastor.
There you have it.
Yeah. And that's all I'm trying to say. I want our women to get back to being women and being gentle, and just being women, and that's it, so we can lead. So the women that are leading these young men, they can get back, they can try to lead these men in the right way, because right now it's out of control, and I'm just gonna be honest.
What is that gonna take?
It's gonna take the men getting back in the household, and the men,
I
we
wanna hear
gotta
from
do a
BJ.
better
He
job
act
at
like
getting
his
back in
wife
these and
sitting
taking
right
control
there.
of our destinies and our kids.
BJ,
So
what
I'm not giving us no breaks. Men, we got to do a better job at getting back in these households and can take control of our kids and their destinies. Go ahead, BJ. I apologize.
No, I ain't got no.
I know your old lady sitting right there.
No, I walked outside a long time ago.
Yeah. So look, hey, no woman jump in the show tonight. We've been on here just talking our shit, without any women. So I don't see I don't really have nothing else to add to this. I said pretty much, I spoke my piece.
Yeah.
Since we all came from a woman, got a name from a woman.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. We need to get back to our women take on the title of being Black Queens, right? Let's get back to being Black Queens, women. You know, that's all I'm saying. You know, Queens gonna lead us in the right way. You know, if y'all gonna lead, you know, get back to being Black Queens. You see what I'm saying? Let's get out of this this bullshit that's going on. You know, and that's all I'm saying. I don't need to get off into what's going on. You know, we know what's going on.
And I'm glad you said Black Queens, because that brings me back to what we was talking about earlier. The chess. All right. Now I play chess and I'm very fond of chess. Okay. Now everybody know that on the chessboard, what's the most important piece?
I'm gonna let y'all say that.
I'll wait for it. BJ, since you ain't said much, we'll let you answer that. What's the most important piece on the chessboard?
Queen.
Nah, see, we see where your head at. It's the king. Because the queen could be taken and the game still go on.
Right.
Okay,
Just once the king get cornered, he get taken, the game is over with.
It's over. It's
Right.
And that's what the system is designed to do, is playing chess with y'all. Once they got checkmate on the inmate, then that's checkmate on the household right there.
See, and I'm gonna say this, not to cut you off, but guess who taught me how to play chess? My dad.
Yeah,
he taught me too.
My dad, you know, that's one thing I will and I can say, you know, my dad sat down, you know, and forced me to learn how to play chess.
And he taught you life and we didn't know it at the time. Since you say that, because life is a chess game. You make a move and somebody else gonna make a move on you. So every move you make gotta be a calculated step. You can't just do something and don't expect somebody else to do nothing back. Okay, now let's go back to the king being an important piece on the board. He said the queen. Now the queen can do a lot on the board, but the queen can't even move with
the queen can make two moves.
That's it.
All right, what's your favorite? What's your most important piece in your chess game?
And man, it's obvious that I don't know the damn names of the pieces and what they do.
All right, D, what's your most important piece?
You got the
There's one
knights.
Piece.
You got the knights.
Ding, ding, ding! Right there. That's the most important piece on the chess.
Because the knights can
king and the queen. Because nobody ever see the knight coming. But once you lose your queen,
see, because the rooks are out there to be taken. The rooks are bait.
Yeah.
So you have So, but not to get off subject, which I know that's on subject, which the king is the lead. You know, that's what you're getting at.
That's made on the chessboard
is to protect that
king for one. It's given by the king.
Right.
Don't nobody move unless the king say move.
You know, and really the king don't really make that many moves unless you don't basically surround him.
This is going to castle or trying to get out of the dodge of a bullet.
Right.
But the queen is just as important as the king, because it's able to move whichever way it's able to move. But that don't mean it's the king.
Hey man, I'm about to get out of here.
Yeah, but look, we're gonna go ahead and end this show, and then we can chop it up after this. Look, I want to thank everybody. I want to thank everybody who came on the show, who joined us. Thank you, BJ. BJ, let everybody know what you got going on.
I'm at All Natural Tea, all_natural_T on TikTok and Facebook. It's All Natural Tea. Check it out.
Okay. Skeezy, let everybody know what you got going on.
Hit me up on YouTube, the What Up Doe Show. Hit me up on Emmanuel Fortune, Facebook, Gmail, Fortune Emmanuel 43, gmail.com. Holla at your boy.
Okay, I want to thank everybody who tuned in to the show tonight. It was a good one. I'm just upset that no females come in, you know, so I don't want you guys to think that we were sitting here bashing females because, you know, I come from a Black mother. You know, I just see what's going on in society, and I just want to speak about that, you know, and just give my opinions on this on the topic. That's all. You know, if you guys want to add something else to it before I end it, you can. If not, we gonna end it.
It's already been said.
Well, okay. It's been the What Up Though show, and we out. Peace.
Holla.
All right, fellas.
All right,
Peace.
B.